Hello students, a very good morning to you. We are continuing our chapter 2 of class 12, that is sexual reproduction in plants. In my last class, I have told you about the kinds of pollination and today we will study about agents of pollination. Depending on the source of pollen grain, the pollinating agents also vary. Means whether the pollination is through air, water or through animals. So regarding this, pollination is divided into two types. One is your abiotic and another is biotic. Abiotic pollination means when pollination takes place through non-living things, that is through two non-living things or non-living agents. One is air and one is water. If pollination occurs through air, then it is called as anemophily in biology. Anemophily. Anemo means air and phily means love. Means they love to move through air, and the pollination through water is called as hydrophily in biology. Hydrophily. Again, biotic agents means when the pollinating agents act as insects, birds, reptiles, etc. They are called as biotic agents, and they are also of different types, and the main type is animal. And in animal we can say as they are insects like honeybee, wasp. Then some birds also help in pollination. They are like the hummingbirds. They are small birds. You have seen small yellow and black colored birds, hummingbirds. If they are reptiles, gecko is the example. If it is through, yes, gecko lizards, they are called as gecko lizards and garden lizards. Clear? And some animals here, the domestic animals like cows and buffaloes also help in. Cows, I will tell you how they help in pollination, and some mammals also help in, like lemurs, monkey, etc. also help in pollination. So students, we will study about these topics today. First we will study about anemophily or air pollination. Here I am going to give you a trick to understand that which characters should be present in a flower to be air pollinated. Means whether the flower is pollinated through air or water, that is depend on the pollen grain. So let's see what are the characters of pollen grain or of the male flower and female flower. If we understand this, then first we will study about pollination through air. We will study about pollination through air. So what are the characters of the flower? First, as the pollinating agent is air, so through air current the pollen grains have to move from male part to female part. That's why the pollen grain must be produced large in number. Point 1. The pollen grain produced by the male flower must be large in number. Clear students? Second one, as the pollinating agent is air, so the pollen grain need to be lighter. Clear? So pollen grain is lighter in weight. Pollen grain is lighter in weight. Again, it should be or it must be non-sticky. It must be non-sticky. You think if the pollen grain will sticky, then what happen? During movement through air, it must stick to any other substances and can't reach to the female part. That's why they are non-sticky. Their weight is light, means lighter in weight, then non-sticky, and the pollen grain produces large in size. These are the characters of male. Then what are the characters of female flower if it is pollinated by air? The stigma must be large. Stigma must be large. If it is not large, then it must be feathery. Feathery means feather-like structure or swing in the air. Feathery and sticky. Why the stigma sticky? If it is sticky, means glued, then it will attract the pollen grain and stick the pollen grain on it, due to which pollination occur and fertilization occur. So if the question will come, write the characteristic features of the flower that pollinated through wind or air, then you have to write like this: the male flower's character and the female flower's character. The male flower's character is the pollen grain produced by the male flower must be large in size, large in number. Then pollen grain is lighter and non-sticky. And the character of female, it must be non-sticky. Must be sticky, large and feathery. This type of pollination, means air pollination or wind pollination, we can see in the species of grass family. Species of grass family. You know about grass family. Grass family means the plants like wheat, maize, rice are come under this grass family. So they are also called as monocots. Several monocots. So the monocots also show water pollination, but the grass family species, the species of grass family shows this type of pollination, means air pollination or wind pollination. We can give examples. Species of grass family, take the example of rice, maize, wheat, etc. You can see the tassels of a corn crop. Tassels of a corn crop. The tassels, long tassels, they are swim like, their structure is like this, feathery, and they swim. You can see they can swing. Why they are feathery? When they are swinging through air current, then pollen grains are sticked or trapped by these feathery. So what is there? The tassels of corn cob are just the stigma and style. This is tassel and represent the stigma and style. This question may come in 1 mark. What is the tassels of corn cob represent? You can write that this represent the stigma and style in which the pollen grains are trapped and pollination occurs. So next is pollination through water. Next topic is, you can write this, pollination through water. Again, what are the characteristic features, or we can say as hydrophily or water pollination? Hydrophily or water pollination. Okay. So, like air pollination or wind pollination or anemophily, what are the characteristic features of the flower that is pollinated through water? Let's see. The first character. As I have told you, in case of wind pollination, the pollen grain is large in number. Not only in wind pollination, always the male gamete, whether it is produced by plants, whether it is pollinated by insects, air or water, or whether the gamete is produced by animals, all the male gametes always produced in large numbers. So this character can be taken by you as a common character. You can write this character in all pollinations. Means the pollen grain produced must be large in number. Again, as the pollen grain have to passes through water, That's why it must have a mucilaginous covering. Mucilaginous covering means which do not allow the entry of water into it. If the pollen grains have no mucilaginous covering, then water will get inside the pollen grain, due to which the male gametes may be spoiled. That's why they have, second point you can write, they have a mucilaginous covering. Here I have told you what is mucilaginous, means water resistance. Water can't be enter into the pollen grain. Again, next character, the next character is the pollen grains will lighter. Why they are lighter? If their weight is more, then they may dip in the water. That's why they are lighter. Clear, students? Now let's see the characters of female flower. The female flower must be large in size. Female flower or the stigma. Stigma we can say, as we know the stigma is the landing platform for pollen grain. That's why we can say that the stigma or the female flower must be large in size and also sticky. And the most important character, as here water pollination occur, the flower must be grown on water medium. And what happen? The surface of the flower must be lie to the surface of the flower surface, or the stigma must be lie to the surface of water. Suppose for example, this is water. You can see this is water. This is a flower. This is a flower. This is stigma. It have a long stalk that dipped in water, but the stigma is lies on the surface of water. Surface of water. So when the pollen grains come through the water current, then what happen? It trapped by the stigma. Trapped by stigma. You can see how pollination occurs. So this type of pollination we can see in Wallisneria. Means the important point is the stalk is long and slender. The pollination, water pollination takes place in some plants. We can say that what are their characters? Here I have told you that the pollen grain produced must be large in number, then lighter in weight, have a mucilaginous covering, and the female flower or stigma must be large in size and sticky. And the next character is the surface of stigma must lie close to the surface of water. That's why when the pollen grain, suppose this is flower and this is water, so the pollen grains goes through the water current and fall on the stigma, due to which fertilization occur. Exactly here what happens. But there is some exception. Some flowers or some plants grow on water medium, but they still do not show water pollination. Why? Because the surface of water, means the stigma is a height from the surface of water, like water lily and water hyacinth. You have ever seen, or you can search in your phones to see the water hyacinth. They are always, their flower is always above the surface of water. That's why the pollen grains can't reach through water current. Here what happen? Here insect pollination or bird pollination occurs. This is the exception. That why, if the question will come that why some species or some plants, although they grow on water medium but they do not show water pollination, the reason is the surface of or the stigma lies much above from the surface of water, due to which water pollination is impossible. That's why they show insect pollination. So which type of plants show water pollination? Here I have told you the characters, that what are the characters found in the flower that must be water pollinated. Here I give you the example of Wallisneria. Hydrilla. Hydrilla, you also see Hydrilla. So example is Wallisneria and Hydrilla. Wallisneria and Hydrilla. Zostera is also a grass, sea grass, we can say as sea grass. It is also pollinated through water. So these are the characters of water pollinated flower. Although these all the angiosperm species, 30% of species shows this type of pollination, means water pollination. And majority of the, as we have studied in class 11, that algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, and pteridophytes. Maximum species of bryophytes and pteridophytes. Remember student, and listen carefully. Maximum species of bryophytes and pteridophytes need water medium for transfer their gametes. As the water medium is not found everywhere, that's why their growth is restricted to some areas. Means in those areas where water is not present, then pteridophytes and bryophytes can't complete their life cycle, as their transformation of gametes can't occur. So this is the exception. Next we will study about biotic pollination through different animals. So let's see. Here I will tell you a trick to remember how biotic pollination occurs. Here I will give you the common character. You can listen carefully. For biotic pollination or pollination through animal, we can say that the flower must have attractive power. Attractive power means attract the insects, birds or animals towards it. It means suppose a flower have no nectar, no fragrance and no color, then it will not attract any species. But here I skipped that the pollination that occurs through abiotic agents. The pollination that occurs through abiotic agent do not need that the flower should bear color, fragrance or nectar. Means they have no role in the abiotic pollination. But in biotic pollination, the flower which is to be pollinated by insects, birds or animals must have either fragrance. If the flower have fragrance, then the smell is detected by the insect or animal and come towards the flower and then sits on it, due to which the pollen grains are attached to the toes or to its legs. Then when it goes to another flower, then they are sit, the pollen grain from its legs are stick to the stigma and pollination occur and then fertilization occur. That's why the flower, you can write the character 1 for each and every organism as the pollination is occurring through animals. The first point you can write, the flower must have either nectar, fragrance or color. Again, pollen grain must be large in size, large in number. Pollen grain produced must be large in number. I have told you initially, large in number. Whether the pollination takes place, whether the pollination takes place by air, water or animal. Here pollen grain, as it is the male gamete, it carries the male gamete, so it must be large in number. Then sticky, pollen grain must be sticky. Why sticky? When the insect, bird or animal go through it or contact in it, it must be sticked or glued to the organism, due to which when it goes to another flower, then that sticked pollen grain will attach to the stigma or stick to the stigma, due to which pollination occurs. So you can write the first point, the flower must have either nectar, fragrance or color. Second, pollen grain produced must be large in size. Third one is sticky. Clear? So these are the characters, and the flowers must be large in size for exception for birds pollination, birds and animal pollination. If the flower size is not large, then the flowers must be in a bunch. Means many small flowers are found to be a bunch. You can see in your locality or in your area, that some flowers small in size but they are grows as a bunch. Clear? If they are not grows as bunch, then their size is so large. That's why they allow the birds to sit on it and to take the pollen grain from it and again transfer it to the female part. So we can say as these are the characters. Among all the pollinating agents, insects, honeybees are the most pollinating agents. Means the maximum pollination, more than 60% of pollination that is occurred by or done by honeybee. Clear? Wasp is another species which plays mutual relationship with yucca plant, and this is also evolves coexistence, due to which both the species, means the plant, yucca plant and wasp, are mutually share one lays egg and one pollinates the flower. Birds, I have already told you that hummingbirds and sunbirds, I think that's sunbird, hummingbird and sunbirds are help in the pollination. That's why the bird needs a place to sit. That's why the flower must be large in size. For reptiles, gecko lizards and garden lizards, they are also help in the pollination. Means when they walk on the flowers or move on the climbers, creepers or plants, they just carry the pollen grains from one flower to another flower. In animals, I have told you about domestic animals like cows. You are astonishing to listen that how they are helping pollination. You see, some plants are grown as heads and they have flowers. So when they are called as browsers. When they go, as their nature, then do not walk in a straight line. They always goes attached to the heads, and during their movement the pollen grains stick to their body, and when they move to another flower, then the pollen grains attached to the stigma of another flower and pollination occurs. That's why they are also helping pollination. So here students, I have told you about different agents of pollination and what are the characters of the flowers to be pollinated by these agents. So you can understand here some biological terms like if the pollination occurs through air or wind, we can say as anemophily. If it takes place through water, then we can say it as hydrophily. If it takes place through insects, then it is called as entomophily. Clear? If it takes place through birds, then it is called as ornithophily. So they are different terms that are used in this topic. Clear student? For today, this is all about your agents of pollination. In our